All right, welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to dive in.
Okay, so today we're doing things a little differently.
Oh, how so?
Well, instead of focusing on specific articles, we're looking at sort of a snapshot of the Google News US latest page.
Okay.
But here's the twist. It's from February 11th, 2025.
Whoa, time travel. I like it.
Exactly. Think of it like we've got the news skeleton.
Yeah.
We can see the categories and the big trends, but the actual articles, those are a mystery.
So we're kind of filling in the blanks using our knowledge of the world and how things were developing back then.
Exactly. It's a challenge, but it's also kind of fun to speculate, and maybe even a little spooky,
Yeah.
peering into a future that, well, isn't really our future anymore, is it?
Right, because it's already happened. It's in the past now, even if it feels futuristic to us.
I know, right? It's like time is playing tricks on us.
Time is a tricky beast, but I think this is a really cool way to approach it. Because even without the specific articles, we can still learn a lot just by seeing what Google thought was important enough to prioritize on their front page.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a lot of information here. Our source mentions 89 sections on this Google News page. But the main categories, those are, well, pretty much what you'd expect. Politics, business, technology,
Science, sports, entertainment.
health, and world. It's, I don't know, it's almost like a table of contents for what humans care about.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, these categories, they really do represent our fundamental interests as a species.
Mm.
Power, resources, innovation, well-being.
Competition, storytelling, survival.
Yeah, it's all there. And it makes you realize that whether it's 2025 or any other year, these are the things that always drive the news.
Okay, so let's put on our imagination hats for a minute. Let's pretend we're actually back in early 2025. Let's pick a category. How about technology? That one's always moving so fast. AI was already a huge deal in the early 2020s. What do you think? By 2025, what kind of AI breakthroughs might have been making headlines?
Oh, that's a good one. Let's see. In 2025, I think maybe AI had gotten so advanced that it was starting to move beyond just, recommending products or filtering spam.
Right.
Maybe we were starting to see AI being used to help us make more complex decisions in our lives.
Interesting. What kind of decisions are we talking about?
Well, imagine like AI financial advisors who could analyze your spending habits, your investments, or even, and this might sound a little far-fetched, but maybe even AI therapists.
AI therapists.
Yeah, AI that could learn your patterns, your anxieties, and then tailor therapy sessions to your specific needs.
Wow. That's, I mean, on the one hand, that sounds incredibly helpful, but on the other hand, it's a little, I don't know, a little unnerving.
Right. Like, how much are we willing to trust these AI systems with our innermost thoughts and feelings?
Exactly. And speaking of trust, what about all the data privacy concerns? Were people back then like totally cool with letting AI into all these personal aspects of their lives?
That's a great question. And honestly, our source doesn't really give us any clues on that front, but it does raise a really important point, doesn't it? That every technological leap, even one that seems beneficial on the surface, usually comes with its own set of ethical dilemmas and potential downsides, things we have to grapple with as a society.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little. Let's talk about health. This is always a big one, especially, after the pandemic years. In 2025, I wonder if there were still anxieties about new viruses popping up, or had the focus shifted to like other health challenges?
Even before the pandemic, chronic diseases were a major, major concern. So by 2025, I think there's a good chance that medical research might have been making some real progress in treating things like heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's,
Right.
and maybe with advancements in things like gene editing and nanotechnology, we were starting to see the rise of truly personalized medicine.
Personalized medicine.
Yeah. Imagine treatments that are specifically designed for your unique genetic makeup. That could have been huge news back then.
Personalized medicine, personalized AI. It sounds like 2025 was all about tailoring everything to the individual.
Yeah, that's an interesting observation. It seems like that trend was emerging in a lot of different areas.
Right. Okay, but let's zoom out a bit. Our source also mentions 5 key trends that were shaping the news on February 11th, 2025.
Okay, I'm listening.
So we've got major events, emerging technologies, social and political issues, economic trends, and health concerns. It's like these 5 trends were I don't know, the undercurrents influencing all those individual news stories.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. They're like the big forces shaping the landscape of the news.
Right. So, for instance, a major event, like, say, a really significant climate change related disaster, that could have easily dominated headlines across multiple categories.
Absolutely. You'd see it in politics for sure. Maybe even entertainment, as artists and musicians respond to the event through their work.
And it could have ripple effects on the economy, too. Like maybe it spurred massive investments in renewable energy or, disaster preparedness technology.
Right. And then those investments could spark new political debates about government spending and the role of technology in mitigating climate change.
See? It's like each trend is connected to the others. They all influence each other in some way.
And all one big interconnected web.
And it makes me realize, that even though we're just speculating here, even though we don't know the specific headlines, we're still getting a glimpse into what people were grappling with back in early 2025.
Totally. We're seeing their anxieties, their hopes, the debates they were having, the innovations that were shaping their world.
It's really quite fascinating.
It is.
So to wrap things up, even without all the details, this Google News snapshot, it gives us a really thought-provoking glimpse into February 11th, 2025. It reminds us that the news, it's more than just a collection of stories. It's a reflection of who we are, what we care about, and the challenges we face as a society.
And it makes you wonder, what if we did the same exercise with today's news?
Oh, that's a good one.
What would our news snapshot be obsessing over now that might seem completely insignificant in 5 years?
And what seemingly small stories today might actually turn out to be the big defining trends of the future.
Right. It's something to think about, isn't it?
It definitely is.
Yeah.
So to all our listeners out there, I encourage you, go explore your favorite news source today and see what stories jump out at you. And as you read, think about what those stories reveal about our world today and what they might be foreshadowing about our future.
Because who knows? Maybe someday someone will be looking back at our news, trying to piece together what life was like in 2023.
That's a little spooky, but also kind of exciting.
Exact.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We'll see you next time.
See you then, S.